These are the hidden reasons why your legs might be getting weaker after 50 and what you can do about it. Reason 1. Sarcopenia. Let's talk about something that sneaks up on almost everyone after 50, sarcopenia. Now, that's just a fancy word for age-related muscle loss. Sounds like a technical term, right? But this isn't some rare condition. This is something that happens to nearly everyone, unless we actively fight it. See, once we hit our 30s, we start losing muscle. Slowly at first, about 1% per year. Doesn't sound like much. Well, fast forward 2 decades, and you could have lost 10 to 15% of your muscle mass. By the time you're 70, if you haven't been doing anything to keep your strength up, you might have lost nearly 30% or more. That's huge. And that's exactly what sarcopenia does. It silently eats away at your muscle strength and makes simple things, like walking upstairs or getting out of a chair, harder and harder. Now, here's the kicker. Muscle doesn't just help you lift things or look toned, it's your engine. It burns calories, helps with blood sugar control, and stabilizes your joints. When it starts wasting away, your balance suffers. You walk slower, you get tired faster, and that's when falls become a serious risk. And guess what? Sarcopenia isn't just about losing big visible muscles like your biceps. It starts with your legs and core, the very muscles you use for standing, walking, and staying upright. Ever notice how older people sometimes shuffle their feet or take smaller steps? That's sarcopenia showing up in real time. So why does this happen? One big reason is a drop in activity. Many people slow down after retirement. Less moving means less stimulus for your muscles, and muscles that aren't challenged start to shrink. It's that simple. Hormonal changes also play a big role. After 50, testosterone and growth hormone levels decline in both men and women, and those hormones are crucial for muscle repair and growth. Combine that with not eating enough protein, and yes, that's super common among older adults, and you've got the perfect storm for sarcopenia to kick in. But the good news, it's not inevitable. Strength training, even just 2 to 3 times a week, can stop or even reverse sarcopenia. Yep, lifting weights or doing body weight exercises like squats and lunges can keep your legs strong and stable. And you don't have to lift heavy, you just need consistency and progression. And let's not forget protein. Your body needs more of it as you age. Aim for 1.2 to 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight spread throughout the day. Don't save it all for dinner, your muscles need it after breakfast too. So if your legs are feeling weaker, sarcopenia could be the culprit. But with the right moves, you can keep your strength and your independence well into your golden years. Reason 2, peripheral neuropathy. Alright, here's something that doesn't get talked about enough. Peripheral neuropathy. It's a mouthful, sure, but if your legs feel tingly, numb, or weak, this could be the reason. So what exactly is peripheral neuropathy? In simple terms, it's when the nerves that carry messages between your brain, spinal cord, and limbs, especially your legs, get damaged. And when those nerves aren't working properly, the signal from your brain gets scrambled or blocked altogether. It's like a phone call with static or dropped audio. You try to move your leg or feel the ground under your feet, and your nerves just don't cooperate. I've seen how this nerve damage can sneak up gradually. Maybe you first notice a burning or tingling in your toes. Or maybe your feet feel like they're wearing invisible socks, numb, clumsy, and disconnected. That's how it often starts. Then walking becomes harder, you lose balance more easily, and your muscles start weakening because your nerves aren't telling them what to do. One of the most common causes of peripheral neuropathy in people over 50 is type 2 diabetes. High blood sugar levels over time damage those tiny blood vessels that feed your nerves. And when nerves start dying, they stop sending proper signals. It's no surprise then that diabetic neuropathy often shows up in the feet and legs first, what doctors call a stocking distribution. But diabetes isn't the only culprit. Peripheral neuropathy can also come from vitamin B12 deficiency, alcohol abuse, kidney disease, chemotherapy, certain infections, and even some medications used for blood pressure or cholesterol. I've come across people who developed it without any clear reason, what doctors call idiopathic neuropathy. But no matter the cause, the symptoms remain frustratingly similar. And here's the scary part. People with neuropathy are at a much higher risk of falling. If you can't properly feel the ground, you can't react in time to catch yourself. That's why even a small rug or uneven sidewalk becomes a real hazard. I've learned the hard way that balance isn't just about strength. It's also about sensation. So, what can you do about it? Well, if you have diabetes, controlling your blood sugar is crucial. That means a proper diet, regular exercise, and medications if needed. The better your blood sugar control, the less nerve damage you'll accumulate. You should also get tested for vitamin B12. This one's easy to miss, especially in older adults and vegetarians. A simple blood test can reveal a deficiency, and supplements or injections can make a huge difference. Physical therapy also helps retrain your body. Therapists use balance exercises, light resistance training, and coordination drills to keep you moving safely. Some people also benefit from medications like gabapentin or duloxetine to reduce nerve pain or tingling, though these won't restore nerve function. The bottom line, peripheral neuropathy doesn't just make your legs feel weird, it messes with your strength, your stability, and your safety. If your legs feel like they're not quite listening to you, this might be the hidden reason. Reason 3. Peripheral artery disease, PAD. Let me tell you, when the blood flow to your legs starts slowing down, your legs definitely notice. That's what happens with peripheral artery disease, or PAD for short. It's when your arteries, especially the ones in your legs, start getting narrow or blocked by fatty deposits. Basically, a traffic jam in your circulatory system. The main job of arteries is to deliver oxygen-rich blood from the heart to the rest of your body. But when they're clogged up, that oxygen can't reach your muscles properly, and muscles without oxygen get tired fast. That's why people with PAD often feel pain or cramping in their calves when walking, but it goes away with rest. This is called claudication, and it's one of the biggest red flags for PAD. But here's the thing, PAD doesn't always scream for attention. Sometimes it's more like a whisper. Maybe your legs feel cold all the time, or your toenails grow slower, or you get sores on your feet that take forever to heal. That's the poor circulation talking. I remember someone telling me their feet felt like blocks of ice, even under blankets. It turned out to be PAD. It's especially common if you've ever smoked, have diabetes, high blood pressure, or high cholesterol. And after 50, your risk really jumps up. Honestly, many of the people I've seen affected had no idea they were at risk. They thought it was just bad circulation or aging. The tricky part is, people often brush it off as just getting older. But this isn't just about aging. This is a serious circulatory problem. PAD can lead to infections, ulcers, and in extreme cases, amputation. And it's a warning sign for heart disease and stroke too. One thing I always emphasize is that your legs are like warning lights on your dashboard. They'll let you know when something bigger is going wrong inside your body. So what can you do? First, get checked. A simple test called the ankle brachial index can measure blood pressure at your ankle compared to your arm to see if circulation is off. It's quick and painless. Then comes lifestyle. Quitting smoking, if you smoke, is non-negotiable. It's one of the biggest triggers for PAD. Next, managing cholesterol, blood pressure, and blood sugar levels is crucial. Your doctor may recommend medications to help with blood flow or even procedures to open up narrowed arteries. And then there's walking. Yep, ironically, walking is one of the best treatments for PAD. Supervised walking therapy helps your legs build up new pathways for blood flow. It might be painful at first, but over time, it strengthens your legs and improves circulation. Sometimes people ask me, but if walking hurts, should I still do it? The answer is yes, because walking through the pain, safely, and under guidance, actually retrains your body. Don't ignore the signs. If walking feels like a chore, or your legs cramp up way too easily, PAD could be to blame. Catching it early can save your legs, and your life. And hey, check your feet regularly. That might sound simple, but it could literally help you spot PAD before it gets dangerous. If something feels off, trust your gut. It might be more serious than you think. Reason 4. Vitamin D deficiency. Let's shine some light, literally, on vitamin D deficiency because it plays a much bigger role in leg strength than most people realize. Think of vitamin D as the sunlight nutrient. It helps the body absorb calcium, keeps bones strong, and maintains muscle function without enough of it. The whole system starts to weaken. Most people think of vitamin D only in the context of bone health. And yes, it's essential there. But here's the kicker, vitamin D is also involved in muscle contraction and nerve function. If you're deficient, your muscles, especially in the legs, can feel weak, achy, or just plain tired all the time. I've talked to folks who thought they were just getting old, only to find out they were dangerously low on vitamin D. This isn't just theory. There are real studies backing this up. Older adults with low vitamin D levels are more likely to have slower walking speeds, more difficulty rising from a chair, and yes, more falls. It's a triple threat. One study even showed that seniors with higher vitamin D levels had better grip strength and faster reflexes. What's wild is that vitamin D deficiency is incredibly common, especially after 50. Our skin gets less efficient at producing it from sunlight as we age. And if you're indoors a lot, wear sunscreen all the time, or live in a cloudy region, that makes it even worse. I remember spending an entire winter mostly indoors, and by spring, my energy and muscle power were at an all-time low. Blood tests confirmed it. My D was in the basement. Also, people with darker skin tones produce less vitamin D naturally, and certain medical conditions like kidney disease or obesity can interfere with vitamin D metabolism too. Even medications like anticonvulsants and steroids can lower your levels without you realizing it. So how do you know if you're low? The only surefire way is a blood test. Doctors usually check your 25-hydroxy vitamin D level. Ideally, it should be above 30 nanograms per milliliter, but a lot of people hover below that without even realizing it. You won't always feel a deficiency until the damage starts showing up in your balance, posture, or strength. If your levels are low, supplements are usually the go-to fix. Most people take between 800 to 2000 IU a day, but your doctor may suggest higher doses if you're severely deficient. You can also boost it naturally with fatty fish, fortified milk, egg yolks, and, yep, a bit of sunshine. Just 15 minutes a day outdoors can make a huge difference. Here's another little trick. Take your vitamin D with a meal that contains fat. It's fat soluble, which means your body absorbs it better that way. And don't forget that calcium and magnesium work hand in hand with vitamin D, so balance matters. The point is, weak legs don't always mean weak muscles. Sometimes the root cause is as invisible as a vitamin. If you've been feeling unusually sluggish or your balance feels off, a lack of vitamin D could be behind it. And it's totally fixable. Don't wait until a fall or fracture to find out you were low all along. Ask for the test. It's one of the easiest things you can do to keep your legs and your life on solid footing. Reason 5. Sedentary lifestyle. Let's be real, sitting is the new smoking. And if you're over 50 and living a mostly sedentary lifestyle, your legs are paying the price in silence. When you sit or lie down for long periods, your leg muscles, especially the big ones like your quads, hamstrings, and calves, aren't being challenged. And muscles, like anything else, weaken when you don't use them. It's a simple case of use it or lose it. The tricky part is, the effects creep in slowly. Maybe at first, you feel a little stiff after watching TV or working on the computer for hours. Then, a few months in, you notice it takes longer to climb stairs. Eventually, just standing up from a chair without using your hands becomes a full-body effort. I've seen it happen more than once, people thinking they're just tired when it's really muscle deconditioning setting in. Here's the science. When muscles don't contract regularly, they start to shrink, a process called disuse atrophy. Blood circulation slows down, joints get stiff, and your balance starts to wobble. That's a recipe for falls, fractures, and frustration. Sedentary behavior also increases the risk of other chronic issues like obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and even depression. all of which indirectly make your legs weaker. It becomes a vicious cycle. Weak legs lead to less movement, which leads to even weaker legs. And don't overlook posture. Slouching on the couch for hours shortens your hip flexors, weakens your glutes, and throws off the way you walk. Over time, this imbalance messes with your gait and puts unnecessary stress on your knees and lower back. But here's the good news: it's reversible. You don't need to run marathons or hit the gym like a teenager. Just light, consistent movement can work wonders. Start with walking. Aim for 20 to 30 minutes a day. Can't do it all at once? Break it into chunks. 10 minutes in the morning, 10 in the afternoon, 10 after dinner. Even standing up and marching in place during TV commercials helps. I like to pace while on phone calls. It adds up without feeling like exercise. Add in simple strength exercises, body weight squats, heel raises, leg lifts. No fancy equipment needed. If you can sit and stand from a chair without using your hands, you're already doing a great exercise for your thighs. And here's a tip. Try doing that every time you get up during the day. It trains your muscles without even needing a set workout. Stretching also matters. When muscles stay shortened for too long, they get tight and limit your range of motion. So take a few minutes a day to stretch your hamstrings, calves, and hip flexors. Even gentle yoga or seated stretches can make a big difference. You don't have to flip your whole lifestyle overnight. Start by simply replacing 30 minutes of sitting with standing or gentle movement. That alone reduces your health risks significantly. Bottom line, don't let your chair be your downfall. Movement is medicine. The more you move, the more your legs remember how to support you. Even small changes today can prevent big problems tomorrow. Reason 6, osteoarthritis. Let's talk about a condition that sneaks up on you, the slow grinding ache of osteoarthritis. This one's incredibly common after 50, especially in the knees and hips, and it plays a major role in why legs feel weaker over time. So, what exactly is going on? Osteoarthritis is basically wear and tear of the cartilage, the smooth tissue that cushions the ends of your bones. As it wears down, bones start rubbing against each other. That causes pain, swelling, stiffness, and inflammation in the joints. Now here's the kicker. When your joints hurt, you avoid using them. Maybe you start limping, or you shift your weight to one side. Over time, that uneven movement makes the surrounding muscles, especially in your thighs and calves, weaker. And it's not just about muscles. When the joint itself becomes unstable or misaligned, your entire leg coordination starts to fall apart. Tasks that used to feel automatic, like getting out of a car or climbing stairs, suddenly feel like challenges. One of the early signs? Morning stiffness that lasts more than 30 minutes. You get up and feel like the Tin Man, and even though the stiffness may ease up as the day goes on, it keeps coming back, day after day. That's the inflammation talking. It can also lead to joint deformities over time, like bow legs or knock knees, further weakening the muscles that try to compensate. And let's not forget the mental toll. Chronic pain from osteoarthritis can make people less motivated to stay active, but the less you move, the more your legs weaken. It's a feedback loop nobody wants to be in. From my experience and what I've seen, some people try to push through the pain, which is admirable but risky. It's important to listen to your body and pace yourself. Ignoring the signals can speed up the damage. Now, can you stop osteoarthritis? Not entirely, but you can slow it down. Gentle exercise is key. Think low impact, walking, swimming, cycling. These help maintain joint flexibility and strengthen the muscles around the joint to support it better. Stretching and strengthening exercises focused on the quads, hamstrings, glutes, and hip abductors go a long way. Physical therapy is often a game changer. You can also try joint-friendly diets, think omega-3 rich foods, anti-inflammatory spices like turmeric, and collagen supplements. Some people swear by these natural approaches, and while they're not magic cures, they can reduce symptoms and improve quality of life. And if the pain gets unbearable, doctors can offer pain relievers, corticosteroid injections, or even joint replacement surgery in advanced cases. These options aren't failures. They're tools to help you regain mobility and comfort. The main thing, don't let osteoarthritis make you feel helpless. Catch it early, move smart, and you'll keep your legs in the game for years to come. Remember, staying proactive is the secret. The more you understand your body and how to support it, the better your chances of keeping those legs strong and steady. Reason 7. Medication-induced myopathy. Here's something most people never see coming. Your prescription meds might be draining your leg strength, literally. The condition is called medication-induced myopathy, and it's more common than you'd think, especially as we get older and start adding more pills to our daily routine. The culprits? Statins are the usual suspects. These are cholesterol-lowering drugs, and while they do a fantastic job of protecting your heart, they can sometimes cause muscle pain, cramps, or even muscle breakdown in a small percentage of people. But statins aren't the only ones. Certain blood pressure medications, steroids, antidepressants, and even antibiotics like fluoroquinolones have been linked to muscle weakness, especially in the legs. The way it works is pretty scary. Some of these meds interfere with mitochondria, the energy producers in your muscle cells. When those mitochondria slow down, your muscle fibers can't function properly, and you start feeling tired, heavy, or weak, even if you haven't done anything strenuous. And because the effects creep up slowly, people don't always make the connection. They just assume it's aging, arthritis, or inactivity. But it might actually be something you're swallowing every day. If you've started feeling weakness or soreness in your thighs or calves after beginning a new medication, or if the fatigue just doesn't make sense, it's worth bringing up with your doctor. The fix isn't always to stop the medication. Sometimes it's as simple as adjusting the dose, switching brands, or adding supplements like CoQ10, which can support muscle health in people taking statins. Also, doing blood tests to check creatine kinase CK levels can help reveal if your muscles are being damaged. Elevated CK is a red flag. It's also a reminder of how interconnected our systems are. A medication meant to help your heart or brain might quietly be sabotaging your legs. That's why regular check-ins, honest symptom tracking, and a proactive mindset matter. If you're on multiple medications and your legs feel weaker than they should, don't suffer in silence. Ask questions. Your legs might just be trying to tell you something your prescription label didn't. From what I've seen, it's really common for folks to overlook this. I remember a friend who struggled with leg weakness for months, thinking it was just aging, until she finally pieced it together with her doctor that her new blood pressure med was the cause. Sometimes, just knowing what to look for can make all the difference. You don't have to accept weakness as normal. Also, don't underestimate the power of nutrition and hydration. Some medications can also affect electrolyte balance, making muscles cramp or tire out faster. Lastly, if your doc approves, gentle stretching and light resistance exercises can help keep your muscles from wasting away while you're managing medication side effects. Remember, your health journey is a team effort. Your body, your meds, and your healthcare providers all need to be in sync. Don't be afraid to be the advocate your legs need. Reason 8. Osteoporosis. You might think osteoporosis is just about bones getting brittle, but here's the twist. It also impacts how strong your legs feel. Because if your bones are weak, your body starts compensating in ways that actually make your muscles work harder or not at all. Osteoporosis means your bones have lost density. They become fragile, like chalk instead of concrete. And while you don't feel your bones getting thinner, the effects show up in your posture, balance, and confidence when moving. As bones weaken, the structure of your spine and hips can subtly shift. That affects how you stand, how you walk, and how you carry weight through your legs. Over time, this imbalance puts more strain on your leg muscles, especially around the hips and knees. And here's the psychological part. People with osteoporosis often become afraid of falling. That fear leads to less movement, which leads to weaker muscles, especially in the legs. It's a domino effect. Even more, some people don't know they have osteoporosis until a fracture happens, usually in the hip, wrist, or spine. And recovering from those, That often means extended bed rest, which absolutely destroys leg strength in older adults. So how do you keep osteoporosis from sneaking up on you? Start with a bone density test, usually a DEXA scan. It's non-invasive and super helpful in figuring out your risk. Diet plays a huge role too. Calcium and vitamin D are your best friends. Think leafy greens, dairy, almonds, and fortified foods. And yes, get a little safe sun exposure or take supplements if needed. Weight-bearing exercises like walking, stair climbing, and strength training can also help strengthen both your bones and the muscles that support them. And if your doctor recommends medications like bisphosphonates, take them as prescribed. They're proven to reduce fracture risk. The goal isn't just strong bones, it's strong movement. When your skeleton is solid, your muscles have something stable to work with. So if you're feeling wobbly, hunched, or hesitant on your feet, osteoporosis might be a bigger player than you think. 9. Peripheral neuropathy. When your nerves are just not playing along. Peripheral neuropathy is one of those sneaky conditions that can seriously weaken your legs without making a big fuss at first. Basically, it's nerve damage, specifically the nerves that carry messages between your brain, spinal cord, and the rest of your body, including your legs. When those nerves start to misfire or get damaged, your muscles and sensations take a hit. You might first notice it as tingling, numbness, or a pins and needles feeling in your feet or calves. Sometimes it's even a burning or stabbing pain that doesn't seem to go away. But what really gets tricky is when the damage messes with your muscle control. That's when you start feeling unsteady, weak, or even like your legs just aren't responding the way they should. Peripheral neuropathy isn't picky. It can be caused by a bunch of things. Diabetes is the most common culprit. High blood sugar over time damages nerves, especially in your legs and feet. But it can also come from vitamin deficiencies, like B12, infections, autoimmune diseases, excessive alcohol use, or even certain medications. Sometimes, though, doctors can't pinpoint the cause, which is frustrating but not uncommon. If you've ever felt your legs just giving out or experienced weird sensations that make walking or balancing a challenge, neuropathy might be behind it. It's not just about the discomfort. The real danger is falling because your legs aren't giving you the signals you need to stay steady. The good news? While peripheral neuropathy can't always be cured, it can often be managed. Controlling underlying causes like diabetes or vitamin deficiencies is a must. Physical therapy can help retrain your muscles and nerves to work better together. Plus, treatments like medications for nerve pain, supplements, or even alternative therapies can make a big difference in quality of life. Bottom line, if your legs feel weird, weak, or out of sync, don't brush it off. Your nerves might be trying to tell you something important, and catching it early could keep you on your feet and moving strong for years to come. Reason 10. Hormonal changes. Alright, here's the final piece of the puzzle, hormones. These tiny messengers control just about everything in the body, including how strong or weak your legs feel as you get older. After 50, both men and women experience major shifts in hormones. For women, it's often about estrogen levels plummeting during and after menopause. For men, it's testosterone levels dropping gradually over time. Why do these matter for your legs? Because both estrogen and testosterone are deeply involved in maintaining muscle mass and strength. When these hormones decline, your body starts to break down muscle tissue faster than it can build it. Testosterone, in particular, helps stimulate muscle protein synthesis, the process your body uses to grow and repair muscle. Less testosterone means slower muscle recovery and faster muscle wasting. That's why many men in their 50s and beyond notice weaker legs, decreased stamina, and more fatigue during activity. For women, the drop in estrogen doesn't just affect mood and bones, it also messes with muscle function. Estrogen helps protect against inflammation and supports muscle repair. So when it dips, recovery from exercise slows down, soreness lasts longer, and strength gains come harder. These changes also mess with metabolism and energy. Hormonal shifts can lead to increased fat gain and reduced energy production. And when you feel sluggish, you're less likely to stay active. It's like a chain reaction. Hormones drop, energy dips, activity goes down, and legs get weaker. But that doesn't mean you're powerless. First, get tested. Simple blood work can reveal hormone levels and show whether they're in a healthy range for your age. There are also natural ways to support hormones. Resistance training, getting enough sleep, managing stress, and eating enough protein and healthy fats all help. Some people also explore hormone replacement therapy, HRT, which can be helpful but needs to be carefully monitored by a doctor due to potential risks. Supplements like vitamin D, zinc, and magnesium can also support hormonal health, but no supplement beats staying active. Resistance training especially tells your body, hey, I still need these muscles, don't let them go. The real point is this: hormonal changes don't just happen in the background, they show up in your legs. If you've noticed your strength fading despite exercising and eating well, hormones could be the silent factor behind the scenes. And there you have it, 10 real reasons why those legs just don't feel the same after 50. Whether it's sarcopenia sneakily stealing your muscle, poor circulation slowing things down, or hormones doing their own silent damage, the truth is, your body's trying to tell you something. But the beautiful part? It's never too late to listen, take charge, and make a change. Most people think weakness is just part of aging, but that's not the full story. A lot of what we call normal aging is actually preventable. With the right moves, literally, you can build strength, boost blood flow, correct vitamin deficiencies, and even calm down that overactive nervous system. So don't ignore the stiffness, the balance issues, or the weird leg cramps at night. Don't write off slow walking as just getting older, because behind those symptoms, there's often a root cause you can do something about. Now, if you found this video helpful or eye-opening in any way, don't forget to hit that like button. It lets the algorithm know this is content worth sharing, and subscribe for more no-nonsense, deeply researched health videos designed to keep you thriving after 50. And hey, share this with someone who's been struggling with leg weakness lately. It could literally change how they walk through the next 20 years. Stay strong, stay informed, and as always, take care of those legs. They've carried you this far. Let's make sure they keep going strong.